here once again to bring the moral high ground. Yes, I'm bringing the moral high ground today. And Spotify is the main source of where all things come from when it comes to podcasts. And there's lots of other lovely places that do it too. I want to thank you guys that follow and listen. And however you do, please spread the word. Like it, and I would like to be interested in what you think about the world and what you think that needs to have moral values once more, and what doesn't that you hate. You know. So today I came across an idea because a couple times I seen the great America get slandered. Yes, America, Captain America. Chris Evans, got his girlfriend, and she's in her 20s, like 24 or something. I can't remember exact age. And it's something where it's a situation where all men go through, and it's funny because it makes no damn sense. Here you got a man that's in his 40s, and he falls in love with a 20-year-old woman or a woman in their 20s, and so they're saying it's wrong. He's a pedophile, all this shit, weird shit. And the thing about it is, this is a curse of all men in America. If you get a woman that's young, I mean, it doesn't have to be a teenager, in the 20s, even shit, 28, 30, somewhere in there. Oh, and you're in your 40s or something. Oh, like, oh my God, something wrong with you. They look at you like you're crazy. But if you get a woman too older than you, it's the same situation. Oh my God, you're sick. There's something wrong with you. You're sick. You're doing it to a woman that's older than you. There's something wrong with you. So then, where's the line go? Where do you go with this? If you can't get a woman young because people think there's something wrong with you and you're sick and you're a pervert, and then if you get a woman that's older than you, oh, you're sick and you're a pervert, then where's the in between line? I mean, what does this mean? It means you're like limiting the process of who you're supposed to be with. So you have to be with someone around your own age. But if women around your own age are either taken or completely their brain is taken from something else, how the hell are you supposed to mate? How the hell are you supposed to be with somebody? You can't. It just makes it even difficult. It's another form of way, I believe, to keep people separate. I think that's the truth of the issue, is you're keeping people separate. Now, you can easily say it's a form of manipulation if it's an older guy and a younger girl and she doesn't know anything about the world. Yeah, most definitely. But in some cases, there's girls that need that structure, a man to help them out with life and help them tell them what's going on and what's wrong with the world. You need this type of things. So, yeah, it's just a real twisted issue. But the thing is, in Hollywood, you got this Chris Evans, Captain America, and he finds a woman he's in love with. I think the problem when it comes to relationships nowadays is the fact that a lot of women are attractive. They're being seen more through internet and everything, and people are like, oh my God, she's fine. But women are supposed to be an attractive creature compared to a male. They're supposed to have that beauty in the face. They're supposed to have that body. They're supposed to have these things to lure men in so they can have a relationship, a steady, strong relationship. And the thing about it is, there's so many of them. There's more women than men on Earth. So it's like, if you're sitting there and you're obsessed with a woman or you're in love with a woman and you find that one attractive, this one attractive, and it's all a visual thing. So what separates them from the rest? If all of them are sexually attractive, beautiful, just by looking at their face or whatever, then what separates them would have to be their character, their belief system, their faith, their loyalty, their desire to achieve something, to want to be a good person, to have empathy, passion, and things like that. And it's just weird that so many women choose to copy other women in this country and be something that they're not. Put these belief systems and these weird trust issues with men in everybody's business. It's not your business that you don't trust men. It's the business that you personally decided to put out there, either because some girl was jealous of what a relationship you had before, it made you look bad or whatever. But what I'm trying to get at with this is that even with women, they got the same thing, but not as bad as men. Men are getting labeled for liking younger women or older women or whatever the hell, and it's the age difference, age gap that makes the problem. So the age gap thing isn't biblically sound. It's not a biblical thing. Nowhere in the Bible do you hear about people who can't be with someone because they're a kid or can't be with someone because they're a grown up. And Chris Evans didn't date a kid. That's the thing that's tripping me out. He dated a woman that was in her 20s, and so she's considered to be a woman. Even though, as a person, as you get older, and like let's say you're 30 something, you remember how you were when you were 20. It's the same thing as when you're a teenager and you remember when you were 8 or 10 or something like that. So the older you get, every year you thought you were older or whatever, smarter, wiser, whatever the hell, you look back and you go, damn, I was dumb back then. I was just a kid. I was just a dumb kid. And so this is the way some people look at the age of 20, because 20 is still within the realm of being a child. Most 20-year-olds still know people from high school that are like 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there, so they still hang out with them. Some of their brothers and sisters or whatever are teenagers, when they're 20s and stuff. So it's just like they're still there's like I'm gonna say it's like a mix between childhood and manhood or adulthood, I should say. And it's an odd state, it's an odd time to figure out the world. And then once you're in your 20s, it's like a lot of friends either fade away or you keep the ones you think that are really truly your friends, but you start to see the world a different way. You try to live with bills and structure and jobs and all this stuff. And it's just hell on wheels for anybody. This is why so many people are angry in the world. It's so complicated they couldn't figure it out. And some of them will never figure it out. So to throw a relationship in there, it's got to be something where you truly can connect with somebody and find a way to conquer those hurdles, those problems. And so this is why I'm saying, like, a man who picked a woman that's younger and is a celebrity obviously has things already together and already take care of the woman he loves and whatnot. And she probably got some good qualities too, or he would have never picked her. And this is a lot of reason why a lot of women are single and a lot of guys are single, because they're looking just for some physical attraction. It's not a thing where, because you have to look beyond the beauty, beyond the sexual attraction. You got to find that person. And it's so weird. It's like at Christmas or something. You're opening a package and you're digging through it and you're going through all this paper and crap, and then there's more plastic inside the box and all these little foam doohickeys and shit. And you're trying to get to the damn package. Well, that's the same thing right now in reality with men and women in relationships. Each side is trying to get to the package. They're trying to find that true person, that personality, that that character that makes them want to say, "Wow, this guy's got a lot of charisma," or "This girl's got a lot of energy," or something. You know, you're just trying to find that, but you can't label it by putting an age on it. I don't think anymore, because there's so many of them act the same way, no matter what age they are. It could be a woman in her 40s and she acts like she's a 20-year-old or a teenager. And the same thing with guys. You got guys that's like, shit, like 30, 50 years old, and they still acting like they're teenagers or something. They acting like they're, you know, hip with the scene, hip with the times. And you're not. Your time came and went, and it's a whole nother time, so you just need to structure it in a better way, a better manner of living. And that's the problem, is people not trying to live that way. They're trying to direct things in a way that's not positive. And so this is why you have so much negative situations. But America is the one that put the age thing going, and along with uh, England and other countries, because it's not a big thing in some countries. But in biblical terms, and I'm going to talk about it. Or I had to look it up because I figured, hey, this is an issue worth talking about, because I personally, like, I date an older woman, and like, you, why you dating her? Or then a younger girl will try to come by and try to, like, hey, talk to me, I'm better looking than her type of thing. And then vice versa, you talk to a girl you think is might be in her 30s, and then there's some girl either younger than her or older than her that finds her be a problem. This is the type of stuff guys deal with in America. I don't think women are aware of. Is that, it's not just the fact that they're attractive, whatever, it's the age thing. And when it comes to being another race, there's race issues involved too. So then, oh, you're dating a white woman or you're dating a Mexican girl. Oh my gosh, she's old, she's young, yada yada yada. It doesn't matter. And this is what I have to say about the whole Captain America thing. The man found someone he loved and able to be with. Leave it like that. Just leave it like that. Let people love who they want to love, be with who they want to be with. And unless it's a manipulation thing, like I said, some form of blackmail or chaotic thing, then whatever, leave it the hell alone. Unless it's that issue. If it's that issue of manipulation, chaotic stuff, perverted nonsense, demented behavior, that stuff needs to be regulated. That needs to be checked. That needs to be analyzed. But not when it comes from passion of the heart because somebody was able to get through all the packaging and find the gift, the true gift of that love and personality and comfort and happiness with that person. So this is what I'm saying. And so, anyway, in the Bible, now this is the moral part that I figured out. Well, because morals are based off of a biblical belief or any form of belief system that tells us what's right and what's wrong. But in Timothy 5, it says, and this is just the instructions, okay? So it says us to treat older men as an older father, younger men as us brothers, older women as mothers, and young women as sisters. So with that part, this is Timothy 5. The reason why they're saying this in the Bible is because they want you to look at the person not just as male, female, whatever. They want you to look at them for either their lack of wisdom or their abundance of wisdom, which means you treat a woman like a mother or whatever. And the thing about it is, this is lost. As people just look at everybody like everybody. But you got to find there's got to be a way to honor a person's age by looking at them as a parent or a relative, or looking at a young person as like a little sister, little brother. Me, I look at people younger than me, uh, mostly anywhere from 20s to anyway, little kids at 20s as he's just young and kids that's dumb, like they don't know stuff, like so when I meet them I try to tell them things like, hey, this is how you do your taxes. This is where you go do your taxes. Or you're probably gonna have to go and figure out how to get you some food stamps if you can't get a job, stuff like that. You gotta talk to them about things, let them know about the world, you know at the same time talk to them about ridiculous cartoon characters. And that's the only way you can understand how to talk to a child or someone younger, is to get on their level about something that kind of interests them. And because I don't know too much, I just talk about things to try to help them out. Like, you got to start doing this with your health, or you got to do this with your money, or make sure you're able to protect yourself in situations. Just be that voice of wisdom to someone younger to guide them on the right path. Not just be like, hey baby, what's happening? Oh, how old is you? Oh, I don't care. That's the problem with these suckers out here. And then they're starting the same pattern again, where a girl becomes bitter, sour, miserable. It's because they've been brainwashed when they were a young age and then manipulated, not just by men but by women too. There's women that go out there, they're already whoring and all this, and they take a younger girl and they manipulate her into some nonsense. But this stuff has to stop. It has to be put into it. So it's not morally right. So the Bible right here, like I said, Timothy 5, you need to sit there and treat an older man like your father. And you need to treat a younger boy like your younger brother, or an older woman like your mother, and a younger girl like your little sister. Or, like I said, just show the respect of their age. You know, the young give them the knowledge. If they're old, Show them the respect and say, hey, okay, listen to their stories. Don't overtalk them and all this shit. You might learn something. And so that's what you get from Second Timothy. But the Bible does not say anything directly about relationships between adults with a big age difference. And that's with the current situation, what I'm talking about around the lines of Chris Evans being Captain America. It doesn't really say anything, a big difference, like I've been saying. There's another thing in here I was going to talk about biblically. Um, if I can find it, I don't know where the hell I did with it. But yeah, man. So it was just crazy stuff. It says older men are to be sober minded. Let's see. Self control, sound in faith, in love, and steadfast. Okay, this is what an older man is supposed to be. These are qualities you're supposed to be looking for in an older man, lady. Okay, ladies. You're supposed to be looking for a man that's got those qualities. That's sober minded, self controlled, you know, and sound in good faith and love and steadfast. You gotta be looking for that. It says, do not rebuke an older man, but encourage him as you would a father. Young men as brothers, older women as mothers, young women as sisters, and all plenty of blah 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 blah. Can't read now. So, blah, blah, blah. But my point is, it's the same thing. I don't know. That seems like another Bible version of Timothy. It might be the Gideon or another. And Gideon's another Bible, you guys. There's a different between different faiths. The Bible changes names. So, for instance, Jewish people say the Torah. We say Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Numbers. Those are all the Torah. And then, you got the Gideon Bible, you had the Lutheran Bible based off the Lutheran faith that was created by Martin Luther, not Martin Luther King Jr., but the original Martin Luther, who was a monk in Germany. So this is something that's said. But the reason why I'm pointing this out and the reason why I'm getting into this is because I see a problem. And it's not about men trying to find a woman, even though that's the big issue, the biggest issue, because we have to preserve humanity and keep it going. But I believe that the issue with how people are treating children, younger people nowadays, and the things they're consuming in their mind and everything are assuming. I can't say proper words now. Can't say anything proper. The reason why this is bad is because look at the situation they had the damn uh, drag shows for kids and stuff. That makes no damn sense at all. I've never heard of that shit before. It doesn't make any sense. As I was a kid, you would do that. Those guys would get their ass beat, probably get lynched and everything for doing that to little kids. And then you got the whole sick thing going on where the kids are, and I think this has to do with Instagram and other places where women are looked at as sex objects and beautiful. And it's funny to even think of Instagram being that type of thing. But there are beautiful, standardly clad women on there. And I think what it does is it makes girls think, well, look at me, I'm sexy, I ought to do it look like this and da da da. And it doesn't matter what age group, because there's girls that are younger, teenagers that look at that and go, oh, I can just do this and I'll be rich and famous, because other women are doing it. But it's not a thing where they're independently thinking, this is what I want to do in my life. It's just something they see, so they think they can do it. It's the same thing with any industry. There's tons of black people I know, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a rap star. I'm gonna start rapping," and then they start rapping, and they don't sound like they know what the hell they're talking about. It doesn't make, it doesn't make any sense. Like this guy I know is singing, and he's trying to, "Oh, I'm a singer," and it don't sound like a horse dying or some damn cat that got strangled. I don't know, but it doesn't sound like a man that knows how to sing. And so, my point is, this type of stuff is embedded in society, and it's getting embedded into the children to where they think they can just be perverted and things like the adults, and there's no limit to it. There has to be boundaries. There have to be things set. There has to be a form of respect, and this is why biblically it says in here that old men have to be treated like fathers, and young men have to be treated like little brothers, and older women have to be treated like mothers. Younger women have to be treated like sisters, and that's the form of respect that you have for people. Like I'm very respectful in that sense because I try to treat them as that. You know, treat the old people like they're the keepers of knowledge. Anybody older than me is a keeper of knowledge. Younger than me, I believe they need knowledge. And I think this is how most people should think. I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm superior with thinking that way. It's just I learn a lot from older people because of that. And younger people respect me that talk to me because I teach them that stuff. So I believe if more people did that, you know, it might make a better communication amongst people and less ignorance and complications and bullshit. And that's just what I believe. It's not a big thing. But the Bible makes it very clear on this, and I think it should be done that way. You know, so man, there was something else I was gonna read in here. So let's see. This is from Titus. This is Titus 2:4-8, but I'm not gonna get that far into it. These older women must train the younger. So these older women must train the younger women, okay, to love their husbands and their children, to live wisely and be pure. Okay, so with that right there, this, I'm only reading that part. Like I said, I'm not getting that far into the whole Titus 5-8 or 2 or 4-8. My bad. Is because that's a big thing right there. Women inspiring women. It doesn't say like teach them how to be a feminist, teach them how to be a prostitute, teach them how to be a stripper. It says, plain as day, these older women must train the younger women to love their husbands and their children, to live wisely and be pure. Now, that makes good sense to me, and I think it would make more of a positive world. And I'm just saying, this is just that to me, that is morally right. That's the moral high ground right there I'm talking about. That's where we want to be on that pedestal and think like. We don't want to go far off and have a woman thinking all kinds of crazy nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. It should make more sense, you know. So this is like Titus 3. I went back. Okay, is that older women are to discipline younger women, teaching them how to grow in goodness in their uh, distinct anyway, they have to teach, okay, younger women to be good, humble in a way. And that makes sense. They need the humbleness, they need that structure. So that's what this means in Titus 3. And so it's just trying to level the playing field when it comes to not just men and women, but between good and evil. With these simple words in this book, and the simple things that happen with people communicating, it could be a big change, a big conquer to have a younger person get respected in a younger way without putting them in a big thing. It's like, I don't know, people aren't afraid of kids, but they're afraid of short people. So it makes no sense. So why don't you be afraid of a little person on a normal sense without having a stipulation or something? And you already know it's wrong. You already know it's wrong to mess with a younger person. So why not just teach them something, guide them without trying to have a manipulation or demented crap about it? You know, they got stories of kids that like cars, and some guy said, "Hey, come work on cars." And they taught them how to work cars, and that became their lifetime thing. Stories like that instead of stories where, oh, come over here, and then they manipulate them so they can take advantage of them. But with the thing with the relationship thing is, and I'm getting out of the young people thing because that's just stupid. It's just so obvious, it's clear as day. They're kids. What the hell? you know. And so when it comes to men trying to find a woman, it's complicated, and I think the barrier is that fact that people want to put stipulation on older woman shouldn't be with a younger guy, or a younger guy shouldn't be with an older woman. That one's confusing, but you can be groomed. And that's the thing that's wrong with that. Guys can be groomed too. There's no bullshit in there. Okay. And the same thing with women, they're getting groomed all day long. But the thing about it is they shouldn't focus on what a guy wants to be with, because a guy can have kids at any age because of their uh, genetic makeup. Women got a limitation and things, and so that needs to be more focused on than anything. And so, uh, one more thing I was going to say is just that it shouldn't be a problem trying to find someone with a common ground as you. There shouldn't be a problem trying to get that person to understand you. It should be this difficult. And it shouldn't be so many things where you're blunt and you're just like, oh, give me some money, you find me attractive. That type of stuff women say, stupid as hell. Because I got my own stuff I want to buy and take care of, but I'd rather know about a woman that can create something or do anything. And I'm not talking about food. I'm saying like if they was creating like some new way to use a computer, or anything, helping out the medical field, something. I want to know that person. I don't just want to know because you're attractive and you think I want to do it to you. It's gonna turn me off in a way, because what other woman doesn't have the same body you got? What other woman doesn't have the same sexual organs? So there's nothing really appealing there. What's appealing is your brain, your heart, your soul. So show that. And I think that's the main thing that needs to be known. No more of this crap. Just show your personality. Be who you are. Quit faking the funk. Quit trying to, give people a test to see if they're fit the personality you want, and just try to love them for who they are, and forget about all that other stuff in between. If you can't do any of this and you're looking for something that's not going to be there, then you might as well give it up. You know, just give it up. Say, I'm done trying to find a relationship, because you're not trying to find the person. You're trying to find a person that doesn't exist, one you made up in your head. And so that's the problem. And I think this the age thing is just another reason to keep the separation going. And stuff I'm talking about keeps the separation going. So it's just time to find a person with a personality that's caring, understanding, who is about life in the right way. And the same thing with guys. Going back, don't just find a woman that looks pretty and, walks nice and sexy, whatever, but find one who has a good heart and soul. So, I'm burping and swallowed it. Anyway, that's all I gotta say, really. And, just think of the moral part of this is trying to find someone that, not just that you love or want to have sex with or something like that, but someone you can respect. And with that being said, this has been Moral High Ground for this Monday, funny day. Peace be with you all. Blessings upon you always. Till next time, I have to say farewell and adieu to you.